Hey everybody. First of all, peace and blessings to you, Gerald Hassan, Light of Minds Enterprise. All right, so I was having this thought earlier, and this thought was about just how we allow certain things to happen, how we allow certain things to trigger us, how we allow people to like get up on our skin, how we, and then with doing that, with allowing people to get up on our skin, we have a tendency to say, "You made me do something, right? You made me do this, that, or another. You made me. He or she made me do that to them. Had they not done so and so, I wouldn't have done so and so." Or we'll tell a person like in a warning type of way, "Don't make me do so and so or do it again and watch what I do." You know what I'm saying? All those different types of things is a way of giving other people external things more control over you. It's like that there was this saying that people dudes you say in the hood about when another dude can make another dude do something, and that's called putting the key in a person's back. We just call that putting the key in your back. I can put a key in your back. And what that means, I'm gonna tell you, like some people, you might not even understand what that means, but what that is saying is like there was this little toy. I don't know if they even still have one, but it's like a little robot, uh, like a Tin Man, kind of like the Wizard of Oz type Tin Man, right? And so that was this little toy that if you wind it up in the back, it'll move. It had like a little wind that hooked to the back, and you twist it and it move. And so that's where you get this thing about putting the key in your back. I mean, like, I can make you move. I can get you to activate. You know what I'm talking about? I can make you get in motion. So that was this thing about putting key in your back. So whenever someone else can make you do something, whenever someone's words or someone's actions can make you respond, in some type of way that you later might not necessarily consider that was conducive towards your overall objectives and goals, that was an emotional response, that was a reaction, then that person just put a key in your back. And so my thing is, first of all and foremost, you have to be more mindful of the words that come out your mouth. You have to really give more respect to the terminologies you use, the things that you claim. When you say, someone made me do it, you made me do it. Had you not done so and so, I would have, so you give too much power to other people, to external things. And so I made this because I really want us to be more mindful of, one, the things that we utter, the programs that we reinforce by saying certain things, and as well as the things that we claim. I really want us to be more mindful of that, because when you're talking about social health and individual healing, individual healing is about claiming responsibility, claiming, holding oneself accountable. And here the deal is, you gotta go to war with self every day. It ain't just no one time or a few weeks. Once you get on that journey and you get the whole science down, then this is a journey that you stay on until you die. Because the flesh is your enemy, whether you understand it or not. And that's a whole nother discussion, but the flesh is your opposition. And so as long as we're in this realm of existence, you're going to have to go to war with yourself. You're going to have to go to war with that part of yourself, your flesh, your inclinations. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just want you to be more mindful of the words that come out of your mouth. I really, really want you to be more mindful of that. But again, in addition, and for the most part, with this particular talk, I really want you to be very mindful of the kind of power that you give to other people. If you do something, then claim it. You done it because you wanted to do it. If someone is able to pull out of you a reaction, guess what? That's what's in you. And if you cause destruction with your action, if someone got you pissed off enough to for you to attack a person verbally, you become verbally abusive. You become verbally destructive. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to have a legitimate reason to destroy something. And the only reason that the divine supreme being has given us to destroy something. The only justification he's given us to destroy something is if it begins to physically hinder us from certain actions. And that's in worship of him. And that worship, it looks different. It has different, it's not just like worshiping prayer and things like that. It's you fulfilling your obligation. So when something hinders you from filling out your obligation, that is the only time you really have justification to physically remove it. And that's by any and all means until it's removed. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, you have no justification to be destructive. So whenever we begin to say destructive things and we ain't speaking life into something, and you see, when we try to make a person understand, that's speaking life. When I try to really break something down and get you to understand something, I'm speaking life into you. But when I don't give a damn about how you feel, and and I use that kind of attitude, I use that kind of language, I'm not necessarily speaking life into you no more. I'm shutting life off from you from over here. And under some circumstances, from my perspective, there are some justified circumstances that also justifies you to shut off life given to some people. You know what I'm saying? So again, I just really want us to be more mindful of that. Claim that. Be mindful of the words you use. Claim your actions and your responses, and know that whatever come out of you that's destructive is something that you need to look at and work on. That experience may have been designed to bring that out of you so that you can learn a lesson, especially if it's something that you continue to do or something that happen repetitively. You know what I'm saying? Then this is just another test that you went through because you haven't passed the test yet, and there's a lesson in it that you haven't learned. So therefore, you have to start looking more at self and stop looking at external things. When you find yourself going through something repetitively, sometimes most of the time, the lesson is twofold. There's something you're supposed to learn and something that other person's supposed to learn. You know what I'm saying? The lesson is twofold. Don't always look for what the other person was supposed to learn, what they could have done different. Look at what you could have done different. Because it's easy for us to recognize what somebody else could have done different. You know what I'm saying? But the lesson in it for you that you went through the experience is something in it for you. It's something that you should have done different. You know what I'm saying? And it might not be directly connected to that particular incident. It's something in the whole experience, though, that you're supposed to learn. You know what I'm saying? So again, if someone is able to bring something out of you that's destructive, that is not conducive to life, to you bringing and cultivating life with your words or with your actions, then you're doing the opposite. And if you're not justified on a supreme and divine level, if you're not justified to destroy something on a supreme and divine level, then you are not justified. You know what I'm saying? And you need to look at it. You need to go do some examination, some analyzation, and some correction with yourself. Peace and blessings.